Tonight we're going to go through SPX on multiple time frames and check out the VIX, and we want to run through a couple tech stocks to show you how I think we go further down. Hi, I'm Dwayne Turner, aka Option Star. Welcome to this channel. Let's jump right into it. If you're new here, go down to that bottom right hand corner, hit that Option Center logo, and subscribe. All right, we have SPX on the monthly time frame. We have in this channel here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move for possible ending up top. The reason why I have a question mark here is because there is that slight possibility that you have some sort of ending diagonal to finish that off, but I think that's what this was. And if this is a 1, 2, then we have to grind our way to a 3, 4, 5 for that ending diagonal. If this is the top, then we already are descending. Now, jumping closer, I do have that channel bottom right. Nope, I have to zoom back out. Sorry. So we have the channel bottom. If I do a retracement from the 2008-2009 recession up to the top there, you notice that the 618 retracement from that full move is around the 2200 area. I've mentioned that many of times in the big picture that I really think we're going to, over time, get to this area here. And I don't think it's going to take, just a few weeks or months. I think that's going to be an entire process. So we're looking at that 200-month moving average, bottom of the channel, and that 618 retracement. And that would be a perfect area to go long for many, many more years after that. So that's kind of in the back of my head, giving me a roadmap when I'm thinking about things. So that's the big picture, very important. We're still in a downtrend on the MACD. RSI is in a neutral stance, but it's actually waiting, consolidating, waiting for the next move, and I think we've started that descent already. Moving over to the weekly. Well, let's check out the candle. Let's get in closer here. All right, zoom out a little bit. Okay, so we have a downtrend, lower highs, lower lows. This made a lower high here. We've been talking about this 4100 area. We got back into that chop zone, that range zone. We're right at the center of it, which is where the 8 EMA is. And so far we're contending with it. The monthly candle only has a few more trading days left in it on the 28th next week. So it'll be important to see if it closes similar to this. That's a bona fide reversal candle, and I'll be looking for follow through at that point. So let's dig in closer now and see if we can read what's happening on the weekly time frame. Now I'm going to go straight to the MACD. This is, we pointed out in the last couple videos that we have this sort of downtrend line that that this negative divergence formed. I like to draw those out with and extend them, and pretty soon we'll triangulate. So I'll put a actually I'll just do it right now while we're on here. I'll duplicate this, and this is something else that it's just something I like to do on the higher time frames. The price action usually abides by them pretty well. So we should reach down here, make another divergent low with price being somewhere in this area. And I've been looking for this spot, 3,500, 3,200 forever now. But the market wanted to show some strength. And we weren't expecting this turnaround here, but that's okay. It came out of this channel, and we're retesting that channel as we speak. So that's a very important area. We left this on. We haven't touched this channel in months. Okay, so you can look back, way back in videos, and this has been the same old range here. And we're coming back to test it. It happens to coincide with the 20-week moving average. So it's giving us a little bounce area. But, I don't see any real reaction from this weekly candle here. That does not look finished. We have no sign of reversal. It looks negative, okay? So we get back into this channel, and we're talking fake break. And that's a big deal. We, again, with this closer look, we're on a verge of making a bearish crossover on the MACD, and that would kind of solidify the the probability that we're going to head lower and break the lows. Okay, going to the daily. Daily trend is my friend. So I have the highlighted downtrend line that broke out from, and then I had to make this one fit, so I used the bodies of these candles in order for this to work out. This is kind of a bullish perspective to where we came back down to 200-day moving average, and right here, no joke, right, it doesn't get any better than this. I put this in Twitter, right at the apex of the triangle. So retesting the zone, that would be a bow and arrow resistance support with the triangle, the 200-day, the 100's right underneath. So there's some work to do to get under there, but I'm just not really bullish on this market. The price action from the MACD is starting to break that trend line. Same thing with the RSI. So the bulls will really have to pull it together next week and use this reversal candle. Clearly, that one didn't work out on the daily for Thursday going into Friday because of the PCE. But we'll see if this reversal candle gets us a bounce at all. Even if we get the bounce, then we'll be looking to short again. All right, on that 65-minute chart, change up to board. We're gonna keep this trend line from the bottom here. That's gonna be the major uptrend, and we want it to definitely hit some of these points right here. And so we broke down from that. This is a little bit more of the bearish perspective. We broke down from the wedge after a fake break, oscillated around, back tested, and then broke down again. So we came down to the major trend line, broke down from there, and then I had kind of a just a secondary trend line that fit very well here, and we broke down from that and back tested also with the gap area. So as long as we're underneath the 3980, 3985 area, I think we go lower. You notice this is the channel. This is the channel that I highlighted from the daily time frame. So if we're going range to range, we're looking at the next stop being 3890. Yeah, the 3890 area, you can call it 3900. If we stay below here, that's where we expect next. Okay. We are starting to form positive divergence. This in the count, if we go to the Elliott wave count that we've been looking at, let's go to the daily time frame, look at the Elliott wave count, and we'll go ahead and finish off with the VIX. If we look at our major count, we're looking at I'm going back and forth with this being an A because of looking at some of the major tech stocks. I just can't see this being a 1-2 setup, because if this is a 1-2 setup, some of them would just go negative, and it just doesn't seem to fit very well. So we're going to go ahead and stick with, for now, we're going to stick with this being an A, B, C correction, and I think we get down to this 2200 area. But how do we get down to it? I think that we start looking at this being an ABC correction, and we started our descent down, and now we're going to be looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into this 1618 area. That also coincides with the 50% retracement. That's 2700. So we got some ways to go, but this being a C wave or possibly a wave 3, that would go way down here, then this should be a pretty hefty move, more dramatic than this move here. And so we have to be really careful with the indicators when it comes to divergences on the hourly. Those can be burned through or extended pretty harsh. But if we pay attention to the daily and we start forming positive divergences, that's a little bit different. And then we'll keep track of that. So make sure you hit the notification button if you're interested in all these videos. We'll do them over and over every single day. Plus, you get the shorts I like to put out morning market shorts and updates and trade setups, things like that. So keep an eye out for those. Let's go over to the VIX. On this VIX, we'll move it into the daily. This is fine. That's fine. We have the falling wedge that we had here. We broke out from it, and we have kind of a benefit of the doubt trend line as well. And so we're back testing that, and we're pushing off of that area. Okay. My divergences are, there we go. Now we had positive divergence. We broke out. Now we're forming a structure, bullish structure heading up here. So yeah, we pulled back a little bit, but we're holding that 8 EMA. That's very important. That's a trending indicator for us. And that's continuing to move to the upside. The 20s curling up. So with this being positive here in the VIX, that was one of the shorts I did earlier. It's just really hard to be bullish on the market. So this is just now breaking out. We back tested, and we're forming a possible 1-2-1-2 setup, and then we're looking for higher gains on the VIX, which would be very bearish for the market. Okay, so that's something to look at. And now if we go look at, I think Apple and Tesla would be very appropriate for this situation, and we'll just go. We'll look for the daily and the hourly. So on the daily board, by the way, I do these individual stocks. We did these already in our Patreon. If you're interested, it's only $10 a month. Check it out. We have this massive move to the upside. We broke down this major trend line, and we're underneath the 200-day moving average again. We gapped underneath it, and we had a reaction off of the gap fill. So I'll have to adjust that. We have a gap open now right above. And we're looking to back test that, but we're underneath the 200. This is not a buy area for me, unless you think we're going to make new highs. So and it just so happens that you see how we like to make triangles in Tesla and Apple, and this has that bow and arrow support right there, right in the middle of all of that price action there, which is probably a really good volume node. And we are underneath the point of control for the daily time frame, and that's also a signal that, hey, we're underneath here, all that volume's right here, and now we're underwater. We're heading down to the deviation lower, and that's much lower for that. So so we had that bearish crossover on the MACD, and then that's it for Apple. That's all I need to show on Apple. Tesla, we did a setup today in the Patreon. We had a bearish setup that we're looking at, and so that's something that we do also. There's lots of information in there. I actually have a if we look in deeper here, I don't want to lose you. I want to mention we have a dividend stock that we're featuring next week to add on to. This week we already had our dividend stock mentioned in the Patreon, so that's something else that we do. We have this one we were talking about the head and shoulder setup. You have a possible double top here. This is in a channel, but you have the left shoulder, head, you can call it a double head, whatever you want to, right shoulder, and we held on here for dear life. The measured move was 100% around this 163 area, so that's something that we talked about in there. But we haven't broken down from this channel yet. We're just kind of holding on this Friday. I don't think that's going to be the case for going into next week. There is a tweezer top that now we have an inside week as well, and we broke the major uptrend line here. So I think it's just holding on for dear life to end off the week because they had to hold the market together. And I think if you look at Apple and Tesla, and these two stocks continue to drag the market down, I don't think that's going to be able to save the market. You can't look at stocks like Amazon and Google. They're already down. So these two contenders have been just kind of single-handedly holding things up, in my opinion. And we'll look at the financial market as well. Has been really strong, and that broke its major trend line as well. So this was I think that's it. We have this really big bearish divergence that was forming, and so you can't tell me that played out. You can't tell me that played out from right here. To me, this is a 1-2, 1-2 setup, and we're headed lower. All right. Thanks for joining me here at Option Center. Have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to like the videos. It helps out tremendously getting those. We've been advancing in subscribers. It's been awesome. Thank you for your support. We'll talk to you soon.